Call to the member for Pearce.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Housing and Homelessness. What were the outcomes of the recent Housing Ministers' Council meeting, including in relation to the housing legislative package that is before the Parliament?
Call to the Minister for Small Business, the Minister for Housing and the Minister for Homelessness.
Thanks, Mr Speaker, and I want to thank the member for Pearce for that important question. She, like many of us in this place, would like more social and affordable rental homes in their electorates right across the country. Indeed, Mr Speaker, that is what we're trying to do. And we had the fourth Housing Ministers meeting in Canberra last week,
member for Deakin,
where we discussed the broader, ambitious housing policy of the federal government. Indeed, we talked about the whole reform agenda, but critical to that agenda, but not the only thing we're doing, of course, is the Housing Australia Future Fund bill. The $10 billion of the Housing Australia Future Fund that will be there in perpetuity with returns every year invested in more social and affordable housing right across the country. And indeed, this was our election commitment, Mr Speaker. We took it to the last election. And when we, of course, had it in this chamber, in the House of Representatives, those opposite voted against it, except, of course, for the member for Bass there. I want to thank all the crossbench again for their support for it. But, of course, the Greens party didn't vote at all. And when it was considered by the housing ministers last week, every single one of them, including the Liberal minister from Tasmania, signed a letter urging senators to pass this bill. And I want to read some of this letter to the House today. The letter says, "The Housing Australia Future Fund is an important step towards providing more Australians a safe and secure home. It provides an ongoing stream of Commonwealth funds to support the delivery of social and affordable housing." It was signed by all 8 housing ministers from right across the country. But of course, it's not just the housing ministers that are supporting this fund. Critically, it's the people on the front line, the people who are providing homelessness services, Mr Speaker, people who are building houses, the construction sector. National Shelter is supporting the bill and wants it passed by the Parliament. Homelessness Australia supports the bill and wants it passed by the Parliament. Community Housing Industry Association supports the bill and wants it passed by the Parliament. The Master Builders, the Housing Industry Association, both support the bill and want it passed by the Parliament. Industry Superannuation wants the bill supported by the Parliament. All of the sector that is involved in supplying more social and affordable rental homes is supporting this bill. So I say to the members opposite and to the Greens party, talk to your senators. Tell your senators to support this bill. The time for political grandstanding and for the games is over. There are vulnerable Australians out there today who are relying on this bill to get passed so we can get more social and affordable homes on the ground for those Australians that need it most.
Call. The Minister is tabling a document.
Yes, I'm tabling the letter signed by the housing ministers.